Hey guys, Adam here at DirectionTrader.com. Coming to you about 1:30 here Central, so we got a little time left till the markets actually close. Just wanted to go ahead and make the video. Things are a little bit slow right now, especially in the stock index futures. But I think we're all right to go ahead and start making a video here, and I'll get this sent out to you here fairly shortly. So first off, let's start off here with crude. Crude, if we start from the daily here, we'll work our way down. Crude here is still in this range here on the daily chart that we've been talking so much about. You see, we have these highs and these lows. Everything's kind of lining up here in this sideways range here. We opened up today actually down a little bit, so we were looking to see how crude was going to react as we approach the lower end down here. Acted pretty typical. You sold off early, and then pretty much a lot of consolidation here, which we'll show in the next time frame. Pretty much all morning long. We had a little bit of volatility here about a half hour, 45 minutes ago, but other than that, pretty much a chop range here. Going into tomorrow's what I'm more interested in. Does this market actually want to start breaking down? Meaning I'm going to watch today's low, or what I like to call previous day's lows, which will be today's lows. Is this market able to go ahead and push lower? Because we are in a downtrend on a daily chart here. Is this market able to push lower with any type of enthusiasm to where it acts like it wants to push through the lows? If that's the case, I'm going to start to look short on the crude tomorrow. And if we start to show signs where we're not able to push through the daily lows, any type of bounce that has an aggressive bounce or has any type of buying pressure, I will look to take pullbacks to the long side. Simply taking a buy off the lows, trading it back up towards the upper end of this sideways range. Now let's go to the next time frame here. This is an intraday chart here, a 1600 tick chart, so a little bit more of an anchor chart. I wanted to note something before I delete it. This swing high down to these swing lows that we originally marked up for resistance that held so well last week that we were trading off of. As we came up, we were looking for short opportunities off this area, has actually filled and hit and filled its final target down here, just under these 48.80s. So I just wanted to let you know that before I went ahead and deleted that fib for any of you guys that follow along here on crude. Now we're just watching again. We got another level here. If we draw another fib from that current swing high down to the lows, the only reason we're even drawing this is not necessarily for entries here, but just to show that we did come right up into this area just a little bit ago, found some resistance, and now we're starting to drop again. And there will be a target further down there if we break. So going into tomorrow, these are the lows I would love to see this market break in order for me to get aggressive to the short side. If not, we are at them lows here on the daily chart, and any type of push or aggressive buying to the upside, I will be looking for pullbacks to go ahead and see this thing bounce off that daily support. So gonna come down to a lot of price action tomorrow. That's gonna kind of decipher how aggressive I get on crude and whether or not I decide to try and sell this or look for buying opportunities. So all right, now let's move over to the stock index futures here. Big day on Friday. You can't expect much after a really big day. So as you see, we had a big push up on Friday after the markets came down and then pushed all the way to new highs on Friday. Very interesting price action. We were talking about that before the market even opened today, because Friday I was sitting here watching the price action early on, and initially on Friday we started off with some selling, and the market internals, my eyes instantly looked down here to the market internals. Friday, we started off with some selling, and I was noticing that price started to do this, just kind of grind its way lower, but the market internals were actually creating higher highs and higher lows at that same time. So I did not look for shorts on Friday morning. Instead, I was waiting for that market to go ahead and turn. That's exactly what it did. So we had that long discussion this morning in our pre-market analysis, and we were very curious because what was going on today? Well, sure enough, as we came in this morning, we saw that we had early selling. Oops, sorry about this, guys. We had early selling in this market, and then we just wanted to watch it. As the market started to open up here, we had the live session. We had initially had selling, little pullback, and then it started to grind lower. But would you have it? If you look at the market internals, let me go back in time, and I just want to show you the market internals at this time this morning, what was happening. This is that time frame this morning. We had the selling, but as we had this continued selling right in this area, what do we have on these market internals? We started to create higher highs and higher lows. A very, very early sign of what was possibly to come after that. Sure enough, what happened? The market found the support that we were looking at, and it started to work its way back to the upside. So early signs, something to look at. This is 2 days in a row this has happened. Not to say this happens every day, but it is a really, really good early sign or early indication to tell you, hey, whether or not to continue to try and push this market to the downside, or could we possibly start to see a little bit of a pop. And in this situation here, 2 days in a row, market internals has saved me dramatically from trying to continue that push to the downside, because that's where the early move. If you're just looking at price, you would have said, man, there's some moves to the downside here. I'm going to keep buying these retracements and try and shorten. But this morning we decided not to do that because the market internals had held us out of that move. Now, let me go ahead and do this, and then I'll go over to the Nasdaq and show you the actual price and actual trade that this actually held us out of on the Nasdaq this morning. So going into tomorrow, we do have some of these levels. We're going to watch previous day's highs, today's highs, and Friday's highs to see if we can get this price to either break out of it, either break out of that, which will give us a one-sided market. I will only be looking to the long side. Or if we are able to break down through this level of support that we have here at the 2100 down to the 2098, if we can break through that, I do see a lot of room for this thing to go ahead and pull back towards this 21 EMA. So we could look for some shorting opportunities. Inside of this range looks pretty sloppy to me. In between these, I guess the 2109 and the 2100s, it looks pretty sloppy, and I probably won't be trading the S&P inside of that range. Probably at all. Okay, let's move forward here. I do want to show you the Nasdaq. Let's go ahead and pull up the Nasdaq here, and let's dive into actually the smaller time frame here with the Nasdaq and show the exact move that we were talking about. Okay, it came right here at about 9 something, just after 9 o'clock here. We had the Nasdaq trading sideways and broke out to the downside, and not only that, it broke out on good energy. So if you're just looking at price, you would have thought, man, this is a really good breakdown. Any type of pullback would have been an awesome shorting opportunity, right? Nope. We started to talk as a group. We've seen these market internals start to grind their way higher at that time, which we were just showing you. That came right at that time frame here that we're looking at, and we saw the market internals start to grind higher and create higher highs as this price sold off. This is a fake out. This is a lot of selling, getting you out of the market, and then sure enough, let's push it back to the upside. So once again, just like Friday, the market internals saved me from getting into a position maybe on the wrong side or getting in, a little bit on a false move. Market internals told us that, hey, let's stay away from these shorts and let's wait for the market to trade back to the upside. So sure enough, they saved us again, and then the market traded higher for higher prices. So much of the same as I just said in the S&P, though. Let's get through the highs in order to start trading long tomorrow, or let's see some selling in order to get short. But I did want to point out some of that stuff here, guys, on the market internals here with the indexes, because there's nothing worse than getting that fake out breakout. Just not a good feeling whenever you're trading. So if you have the opportunity with your platform, put on them market internals, especially when you're trading the indexes, because they have the ability to really save your butt. Whenever the market gets a big move, you just need the confirmation of the internals to go ahead and go with that position. So if you have any questions on that, you can get a hold of me, whether you email me, adam@directiontrader.com, or comment on this video. I will be the one that replies to it. But if you have any questions about the market internals, or in this situation, crude, I'd be happy to answer any and all your questions that you may have. So that's it for today, guys. Get a hold of me if you need to. If not, thanks for watching, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a good afternoon.